You have to understand something. The moment you were born into this world, you were unconsciously indoctrinated into their illusionary universe, their matrix. This is a vibrational environment that they created and that they control. So when you are pulled into this, against your will, not even realizing that you've been inserted into this environment, literally just dropped right down into this, you're absolutely clueless as to what's going on. And when you're little, you don't know anything. So who do you refer to for information, for answers, for anything that you're inquisitive about? What is this? What is that? All of your curiosities. You refer to adults. And those adults have been conditioned by other adults, their parents and their parents, and it all runs right back to the same source of that nucleus of the matrix. So when you are pulled into their environment that they created and they control, in that environment, all you will recognize and establish as reality is what they told you and what they taught you and what you've learned with your five senses. Well, if I see it, then it's real. That's why they tell you seeing is believing, because they control the physical aspects of this low dimensional plane of unconsciousness. That's exactly what happens. How you gauge your level of dimensional occupancy is by how much validity you give this material world. In other words, if all you recognize is this as the only life there is, the only reality there is, then you are probably a zero-dimensional occupant or a subdimensional occupant, or maybe a one-dimensional occupant. But the point is that when you were born into this world, they deliberately didn't tell you who and what you truly are, your nature, your cosmic nature, your celestial nature, your metaphysical nature, your supernatural nature, for a reason. It doesn't serve their purposes to have a bunch of unlimited transformative potential energies running around as individuals in their system, because they can't control that. So the environment that you're viewing is matching up with the narrative that they have implanted in your mind. That's why they always tell you, use the power of your mind. The mind is the end-all be-all, the pineal gland, your imagination, your intelligence, your intuition, your awareness, all of it's in here, because they control the physical mind. If you've ever seen a movie called The Village, it came out in 2004. That's exactly what they're doing to you. That's predictive programming 101. The whole synapses and the story is exactly what they do to people. This is an enclosed, isolated village that is supposedly in the 19th century, but it really isn't. It's actually occurring in modern times, but the villagers don't know that. They're not aware of the fact of what time it is, because time is an illusion. It's manipulated by this cult. So the whole story is that these villagers are essentially kept in a continuous state of fear and paranoia by the elders, the government, and that's what keeps them in line. Now they're told that in the forest, in the woods, there's monsters. Now you obviously know that the forest is a metaphor for the wall of illusion that's being cast over the eyes of these villagers. And the monsters, that's the existential threat. And if they get a red mark on the door, then that means they have been targeted for removal. And that's what keeps them in line. And they dare not venture outside those woods because fear of being killed by these monsters. This is exactly what's going on in this system. They don't want you to venture outside that low dimensional plane of unconsciousness, because if you do, then you're going to be fully aware of what's actually going on. Because in the movie, they were like, we can't believe this. We thought we were the only thing here. And look at all this modern society, technology that they've been deprived of. And the only thing that they were being served is continuous fear, paranoia, trepidation, doubt, uncertainty, terror. All of these campaigns waged against them to keep them, submissive and completely unaware of what's going on and clueless. So that's exactly what's going on. That's why you should never lend your energy to this system. And you should never find yourself gravitating to any of these, adversarial rivalries or any kind of gossip or drama or any type of situation where it says breaking news, because what you're doing is you're tethering your energy to these things and you're becoming it even more. The object of being here on Earth is to get yourself out of the lower dimensional planes of unconsciousness and ascend. This has nothing to do with spirituality. It's just the evolution of your eternal journey. It doesn't have anything to do with feathers or pennies or incense or meditation or chakras. Nothing to do with it. You have to learn how to differentiate between what's real and what's fake, what's illusion and what's reality, what's a lie and what is a truth. Because you've been immersed in this system for so long, they've been feeding you what you think is the truth, and they've been projecting what you think is reality, but it's actually the opposite. Only when you exit their illusions shall you begin to enter your own reality. And by that I mean when you no longer understand, when you no longer listen to what they're saying and you understand that what they're telling you is a lie, then their lies are exactly seen as they are, and they won't be a truth anymore. Because when their lies are your truth, that's how they deceive you. By deliberately giving you misinformation, disinformation, and erroneous directions, knowing full well that you're always going to be lost in life. And where are you going to go when you're lost in life? You're going to come right back to them for support and guidance because you're solely dependent on them. So check out the movie The Village. It's exactly what they're doing to you. Because you have to understand something. These are very pretentious individuals. They're brazen individuals that operate with complete impunity above the laws of man because they wrote the laws, but they're not above the laws of God. So they feel that they could do whatever they want because they control governments and corporations and people and societies and infrastructures, and they do. They control all of it. All industry they control. Everything. Every industry is under their control, no matter what it is. So with that pretentious attitude that they carry, they feel they can get away with murder, and they literally do. And in the interim of all of this, you're locked in this system thinking that everything you're seeing on TV is true and everything that you're seeing here is true. All of these, physical objects, that's reality. It's not reality. Seeing is not believing. Knowing is sensing that it's there, just like the wind, just like sound, just like a thought. You can't see these things. Give you a quick example before I end the video. They always tout the physical mind as the power of the universe and the center of this and the magnificence of that, and focus your mind and you can manifest anything. That's all nonsense. You are not the body. The earth is not your home. Life is an illusion. I've said this before, but I can literally prove it to you if this is what you're looking for. Whenever an individual has an out-of-body experience, they are completely lucid, they're cognizant, they're omniscient, they're sentient, they are ubiquitous, they are omnipotent, and they are omnipotent. And it's just amazing because they are connected to the everything of everything, because you're not the physical mind. You're not the physical mind. This is an element of this terrestrial density here that they control. It's the lowest, slowest form of energy. And they don't want you to awaken yourself, because then you're going to realize, wait a minute, this is an illusion. I call it the glass menagerie. But your soul is ubiquitous, omnipresent, omniscient, and it is the eternal of all eternal. You're connected to the everything of everything, and they don't want you to know that. They want you to stay in that village and just be terrified your whole life. Be afraid to be yourself, be different, to ask questions, to venture outside the village and penetrate those woods and to see what's actually on the other side of that forest. They don't want that. That's a barrier. That's an illusionary barrier. That's why fear is a wall. It's an illusion, and they want to keep you locked in that. So I just wanted you to know, start breaking down the illusion, not only by questioning things, but not accepting what they're telling you as an answer, and start doing your own investigation, not just outside yourself, but even more importantly, inside yourself, because that is where you're going to create all of your answers. You don't find anything, because if you notice, everything that you're looking for outside yourself is easily supplied, because they've got that ready to go, because they know full well that you're going to reach a point in your life where you're going to start asking questions about life and the secrets of the universe and all of this stuff. Some people call it midlife crisis. Some people have that way before. Some people call it an epiphany, or, a change in direction of their life. They quit their corporate job and they go live in the woods, whatever it is, because they're realizing now that they've been lied to and this is fake. There's nothing here. It's not offering you anything of substance. It looks good, sounds good, it's packaged beautifully, but it's just an empty box. It's an absolute empty box. So just explore inside yourself, because the journey within indeed is to cross over to the other side. It's just something that I wanted to express and convey to you, that this is what's going on here. You have been unconsciously pulled into this. You didn't ask to be here in this matrix, but you did ask to be here on this earth. So when you're little, that's when they get you. That's why they always target the youngest, because your mind is flaccid. You know, it's like an amorphous lump of clay that they can shape it, mold it, and contour it to assume the form that is conducive to the alignment of their propaganda. That's exactly what's going on. And that's why they tell you you're black, you're white, you're Puerto Rican, you're Italian, and all of that nonsense that goes with it. Because these are divisive mechanisms, and people fly flags in the form of their pride, which is just reinforcing the blindness, you know, of their own subjugated mentality. Not realizing that you're being played. You are being played. You're not black or white, because if you look at the word black and you look at the word white, in the dictionary, it defines them as being opposites. But look at the word opposite. Opposite. Those are two words in there, subliminally conditioning you to believe, to reinforce the polarized mentality and the egocentric perceptive lens of duality. That's how you see it, because seeing is believing, right? You see how this all links together and how they just got you every which way? You go here looking for answers to religion, they control that. You look to science for answers, they control that. Everywhere you go in their system for questions, or perhaps you're lost in life, they are ready to receive you. But it isn't going to be a pleasant reception, trust me, because they're prepared to keep manipulating your mind and causing you to just keep running on a circle. Now, when you run in a circular pattern, yes, it's movement, but it's movement just for the sake of motion, because you're not going anywhere. You're just following a pattern, just like a treadmill. You're not moving forward. You're physically moving, meaning your legs are moving, but you're not actually having any forward motion. And that's what this is. It seems like you're going somewhere, but you're actually not. Just wanted you to know.